Daddy, my ear hurts. That tiny voice cut through the chaos like a knife, and I swear the whole world stopped. I kicked open the ER doors carrying my little girl, a 6-year-old, with tears streaking down her cheeks, clutching her teddy in one hand and her ear with the other. The nurse at the front desk had the nerve to ask for insurance before even looking at her. Insurance. While my daughter screamed in pain, I slammed my palm down on the counter and shouted, "She's a child. Get a doctor now or you'll be the one explaining to the board why a little girl died on your watch." The whole lobby froze. Some folks stared at me like I was crazy. Others looked away uncomfortable. Maybe they thought I was just another angry black father who didn't belong in that shiny hospital lobby. But money or no money, temper or not, I was a dad first. Within seconds, a pediatrician rushed in. Dr. Harper, calm voice, steady hands, the kind of doctor you pray to meet in moments like that. He bent down to my daughter, who whimpered, "It hurts. Daddy, it hurts." And I just kept whispering, "I'm here, baby. I'm right here." Dr. Harper peered inside her ear, then froze. I caught the flicker in his expression, the kind you never want to see from a doctor. "What is it?" I demanded. He looked at the nurses, then back at me. "She didn't do this to herself. Something's been inserted deliberately." My blood ran cold. Minutes later, with tweezers and a magnifier, he pulled out something no bigger than a pepper seed, a sleek black object that glinted under the light. He dropped it onto a tray and whispered, "This isn't a toy. It's a transmitter." I felt the ground tilt. A listening device in my child. The doctor sealed it in a bag and quietly said, "Someone put this here with intent." My mind raced. Who had been near her? Who had touched her? And then it hit me. My wife Elena and her mother. They'd insisted I fly out to Atlanta for meetings. They'd had her all weekend. I clenched my jaw so tight it hurt. I carried my daughter out of that hospital and straight into my car. She sat in the passenger seat, knees tucked up, whispering, "Daddy, am I in trouble?" That broke me. "No, sweetheart, not even close. You didn't do anything wrong. Somebody did something terrible, and I'm going to find out who." She looked at me with those searching eyes. "Is it Mommy?" I hesitated just a beat too long. She caught it, but I forced a smile. "That's not for you to worry about. Let me handle it." Back home, once she was asleep, I locked myself in my office and dug into every file, every camera feed, every financial statement I could access. Elena's past, which I'd always thought was squeaky clean, suddenly looked staged. 3 different names across 2 states. Mysterious transfers, $8,000 every month to a consulting firm that didn't exist. And then security footage from my house, a man entering with a code. Only family knew, going straight to my daughter's room, touching her pillow, touching her ear. I wanted to break something. Instead, I called my friend Marcus, a former intelligence guy who owed me more than a favor. His voice was grim. "She's been moving in the shadows for years. This isn't random. She married you for access, and now she's building a case to take you down company custody, all of it. That transmitter, it's bait. Push you to rage, make you look unstable." I hung up, shaking. My wife, the woman I thought loved me, was using our daughter as a pawn. The next night I set a dinner table like nothing was wrong. Candles, steak, a glass of wine. Elena arrived, smiled, kissed my cheek like she always did. We talked small talk, neighbors, school forms, business, gossip. Then I leaned forward and said evenly, "The doctor didn't find an infection. He found a transmitter in our daughter's ear. Surveillance grade." Her hand trembled as she set down her glass. I pressed on. "She remembered who put it there, your mother, and she said not to tell me." Elena's mask cracked. She snapped, "You're paranoid. This is insane." I kept my voice low. "Is it? Or did you think I wouldn't notice the money transfers? The fake resume? The man who walked into our home while I was in Atlanta?" She stood, voice sharp. "You're destroying this family." No, I said, standing, two eyes locked on hers. You already did. And hear me. Now, you ever put my little girl in danger again, I'll make sure the world knows every dirty thing you've ever done. She stormed out. The elevator doors shut on her tears. My daughter peeked out from her room, eyes wide. Did Mommy get mad? I picked her up, kissed her curls. She's just confused, honey. You're safe, always safe. But safe was the last thing we were. 2 days later, Child Protective Services knocked on my door, an anonymous tip about unsafe conditions. They searched my fridge, my medicine cabinet, questioned me about stress levels. I stayed calm, but inside I burned. They wanted to paint me as unfit, paranoid. They wanted her. And then the fire came. Middle of the night, smoke pouring from Anna's bedroom, the alarm dead silent. I yanked her from bed as flames licked the walls. The firefighters confirmed later the wiring had been tampered with. Someone had tried to kill her. That was it. Enough hiding. I walked into the police station with a black briefcase full of evidence, hospital reports, photos of the transmitter financial transfers recordings. Detective Ruiz flipped through it all and whispered, "This isn't paranoia. This is war. War." That word stuck. Weeks later, Elena was arrested at a rest stop trying to flee with my daughter and her mother in tow. I pulled up to flashing lights and saw Anna sitting on a patrol car bumper, sipping juice, clutching her teddy. She ran into my arms, sobbing, "Daddy," and I swore right then nobody would ever take her again. The trial was brutal. Elena sat stone-faced as prosecutors revealed everything: the fake names, the offshore accounts, the surveillance device that had been in my child's ear. My daughter didn't have to testify, thank God, but her voice recordings, her drawings, even her whispered memory of Grandma using a light in my ear. That was enough. The verdict rang out guilty on all counts: conspiracy, child endangerment, attempted arson. Elena never once looked at me. When the gavel hit, I wasn't in the courtroom. I was at the park, pushing Anna on the swings, her laughter cutting through the noise of the world. I sold off the company, walked away from boardrooms and balance sheets, started the Anna Foundation instead, a program to help kids who don't get heard, kids who get ignored in ER lobbies, kids like mine. My daughter finally got to be just a little girl with crayons, a sparkly lunchbox, and friends who didn't care who her father was. But even now, when the night gets too quiet, I still wake up thinking about that tiny black device pulled from her ear. I still check the locks 3 times. And every so often I wonder, was Elena the mastermind or just a pawn herself? Were there bigger players pulling her strings? The world's messy like that. All I know is this true wealth isn't measured in net worth or stock portfolios. It's measured in who you hold when the smoke clears. It's measured in the laughter of a child who still believes you're her hero. So let me ask you, do you think justice was really served? Or do people like Elena, people who play with power and betray their own blood, always find a way back? Have you ever seen someone use a child to get what they want? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because I think this story isn't just mine, it's a mirror. And we all need to decide what kind of reflection we're willing to live with.